Yes, we will today we will discuss about the concept called stock transport order. So the term itself says that transferring of stocks from where to where, that we have to see. From where, from which place to which place we are transferring the stocks, that we have to see. So this is the SD and MM integration part. Please remember, this is an SD and MM integration part. The uh, third party sales as well as stock transport order, individual purchase order. These three concepts are majority of the portion SD and MM integration part. So in stock transport order, example, there are multiple plants under a single company code. And for example, in Delhi, the group called a Dairy Day which we have launched in Delhi also, where there are 10 outlets. Out of 10 outlets, there are four warehouses are available, four sales offices are available, or four storage locations are available. If any one of them are not having sufficient amount of stocks, then we can internally transfer the stocks from one place to another place. So in that scenario, in SAP has provided a beautiful feature called stock transport order. The stock transport order STO process happens between two plants or storage location under the same company, is known as intra-company STO. If it happens between two plants or storage locations, under the different company codes is known as intercompany STO. Like previously we have seen the intercompany sales. The intercompany sales happens between two company codes. The similar way, whenever the stock exchange or the stock transfer happens between two plants of the different company codes, it is called as a STO process, that is intercompany STO. So intra-company STO and intercompany STO. One more example I would like to give here. So from Karnataka and Mumbai. So there are two states. Suppose whatever the transaction, whatever the transportation happens between Karnataka, that is called intrastate, intrastate transportation. So to to roam around entire Karnataka, we will be using the intra-state transportation, whatever which is available here, that is BMTC and Karnataka State Transport Corporation. The similar way, in between the transportation happens, especially in Maharashtra, entire Maharashtra, they will be having Maharashtra Road Transport Corporation. And one more thing is like um, the best, that especially whenever internally they wanted to roam around the entire city, the city buses will be there, that is best transport corporation. So these two, whenever this is the internal one, restricted to the particular state. From Maharashtra, they will be having their own transportation. Karnataka, they will be having their own transportation. But however, whenever the passengers or customers wanted to move from Karnataka to Maharashtra and Maharashtra to Karnataka, that particular journey is called interstate journey. So we will have to take the permission, or since we are under one country, so there is no need to take any kind of passport. Suppose if at all in between countries, then we have to have we must and should we have to have the passport as a proof. But internally, interstate, absolutely we don't have, because we are all belongs to country India. So that is the one thing. So when from Karnataka to Mumbai, so there will be a transport where this Karnataka government will pay some sort of a taxes, and the same time the minimal charges. So whatever may be the bus price from Bangalore to Mumbai, if it is around 1200 rupees, the normal price, the same price they will also maintain 1200 rupees from their end. And but in underlying, the taxes will be there. Road Transport Corporation taxes will be there. Those taxes will be taken care by the both the states, that is intrastates and interstate. That is the difference between both the examples. So whenever the stock transfer happens between two storage location under a same company code is known as intra-company. And whenever the stock transfer happens between two storage locations or plants under different company codes known as intercompany STO. So in this, we will be seeing one more example also. We will see. See, for example, for intercompany STO, intercompany is one company to another company. So the delivery item category is NLC. The system will automatically propose. The schedule and category is NC. That is replenishment schedule and category. It is like NC. The similar way, intra-company STO, the delivery item category is NLN and the schedule and category is NN. So in this scenario, we can see the option called the movement types 643 and 645. What exactly it means? We have seen the when we learned about the schedule and category controls. During that time, I have explained you all. The schedule and category is divided into two parts, the upper part and lower part. The upper part will take care of the entire external procurements. The lower part will take care of the internal procurement. At the same time, there are movement types, step 1 and step 2. There are the system has proposed two movement types. So for normal transactions, normal standard sales transactions, there will be only one movement type. Whereas STO transaction codes, there will be two movement types. So there is a one-step procedure and two-step procedure. What exactly the movement type means? It means physical or logical movement of a material leading to a change in the inventory management. So whenever the stock transfer happens between the two plants or storage locations, once the transaction is completed, then it will stock updation takes place in both the plants, from plant 1 to plant 2 or plant 1000 to plant 2000, whatever may be the plants which we select in the system. So movement types, especially for the intra-company STO. So within the state, for example, the movement types for two-step procedure is 641 and the movement type for one-step procedure is 647 here. So in this scenario, suppose whenever the transaction is relevant for two-step procedure, the two-step procedure means, suppose there is a plant 1 is suppose for example the east corner of the Maharashtra or Mumbai, and the one more plant is the next corner of the Mumbai. So during that time, whenever the stock transfer happens between those two plants, those two places, so then what happens? There will not be any place or to directly enter into the plant. So then they will keep the stocks at nearest place and then they will inform. So during that time, two-step procedure will take place. The stock updation will not happen in immediately in between the plants. So that is the difference between the two-step procedure and one-step procedure. The one-step procedure is nothing but directly he will come and deliver it to the end customer. For example, two-step procedure means he will not come to you directly based on your delivery instructions. For example, when you place an order through e-commerce portals, you will say that you can keep the stock at my neighbor's place. So because I'm not available today. So that is called the updation will not take place. The moment you collect the parcel from the neighbor, then the transaction is completely completed. That means the stock reached to you, the end customer. For that, we can see the inventory as well as the stock in transit also. In this process, there is a one-step procedure and two-step procedure. In this one-step procedure, MIGO is not required because the stock transfer happens between the two plants immediately. So the updation also will happen immediately so that there is no MIGO, goods receipt is not required. In the two-step procedure, MIGO is required because the stock will be in transit. So once the stock is delivered, then only it will be considered as a complete delivery. So in this scenario, systematically we have to perform MIGO, that is goods receipt, with reference to the purchase order, so that we are confirming that we are going to receive the stocks. But logically we have received it, physically we have to receive it. That is the one thing. So first in this scenario, first we have to create the um, plant as a vendor between two plants. So whatever the plants, the transfer happens between two plants. In the two plants, we have to make them as a vendor, and then we have to maintain the shipping data. So for each plant, we have to assign the customer, the internal customer, so that the system will understand, okay, this plant is an internal customer of this plant, and this plant is an internal customer of this plant. That we have to tell the system to understand. So those settings also I will show you in the system, how we will make the settings. Vendor will be created, and then the stock, the material should be available in both the plants. The extension of the material, whatever the stock exchange or stock transfer happens between the two plants, that material should be available in both the plants, thus with the same characteristics. Those things we have to specify in the system. Also, to create the STO delivery, we have to use the transaction code called VL10B, purchase order fast display. So let me go to first the settings part. So in this, so since it is an SD and MM part, purchasing organization is mandatory, and plant as a customer, and plant as a vendor. We have to create like this: material to be extended to both the plants. Also, uh, stock postings, we will check that one also, whatever the one-step procedure in two-step procedure, and how it extends, that we will see. So in this scenario, we are considering this scenario like sales area ZR01, ZR and ZR, sales area ZR01, ZR, ZR. And here, the plant, the same, it is happening between the same company code. So under this, the plant is ZR01, and the stock is happening between ZR11. We are supplying the goods to the plant. So for this plant, we have created plant as a customer. So ZR01 has 500106 as a plant and a customer, and ZR11, it is one more plant from where we are supplying goods to this particular plant. So this also we have created as a customer. So plant as a customer, because the system does not know to directly deliver the stock to the customer. We have to tell them that this plant is a customer. So this customer, we are supplying the goods. And we have already extended one vendor will be there. So here vendor is not at all required here, because we will be supplying goods between two plants. So there is no vendor involvement here. Directly, we will be transferring the stocks from one plant to another plant. So this is the major changes which we are going to see in the system. Let me go to SPRO. So during the enterprise structure definition part, under materials management, maintain purchasing organization. So this one we have to define it in the system. So you can use the standard 10001, or otherwise you can create of your own. So ZR01, which I have created for the transaction purpose. So this is the purchasing organization. Purchasing group also we have to maintain. So that is like we can go to directly the materials management. It is not like a assignment of like sales office and sales group assignment part. It is entirely different. Purchasing, under materials management, purchasing, create purchasing groups. So anyone directly, you can use any one of them. So it will not make any kind of an impact, because it is not like assignment part, like the purchasing group is assigned to purchasing organization or any of the organizational elements. It is for the statistical purpose and transaction purpose. We can do that. So I've just maintained one Reliance purchase group, ZR5. Then the major thing now will come. One more screen I'll go. 500106 XD03 500106. So here STO customer 001, which I have created. Nothing, no data has been maintained completely. So this is the simple one, company code data. So I have maintained the reconciliation account and sales area data. So this is the one. Nothing else we have maintained anything. That means the plant 500106 is nothing but first plant, and 107 is the second plant. Here you can see. Why I am showing, I will show you when the shipping data, that time you will come to know. STO customer ZR11. So this is the change. Now under this materials management purchasing, so we have one more like purchase order. Under the purchase order, set up stock transport order. So here we have to define entire thing. Define shipping data for plants. So shipping data, our plant, we have taken it as from, we are making the transaction and we are transferring the stocks from ZR11 to stock transfer between ZR11 plant to ZR01 plant. So for this, how we have to maintain ZR01 plant. So from that means it is near Hosur and this is Atibeli plant. So these are two places. So I'll take ZR01 and ZR11. Let us go to the details button. Here we are directly, we cannot, the system will not deliver the goods to this particular plant directly, because it should have one customer identification. Then only the ship to party. So this customer will be treated as a ship to party, and then delivered, the goods will be delivered to this particular customer, though the plant is there. So that is why in this scenario, ZR01, we will be assigning this particular customer number at plant level. So we have created this plant as a customer, that is 500106. Same sales area, which we have to maintain. The similar way, ZR11 plant, I have assigned the internal plant. Suppose I wanted to deliver goods from ZR01 to ZR11. Then the system should know as this plant as a ship to party, that is 500107. And the sales area remains same. So create checking rule and define checking rule, which will look like availability check process. So we will be using it as SD order. It is a standard one which we use, and SD delivery is B. So we always use it as SD delivery or SD order. The next step is define checking rule. So here we can see SD order and daily requirements SD delivery. So 1 minute, one more time. I'll select this. See, this screen we have already seen in the availability check process in the requirement class assignment. Availability check control. See the change we have the availability check control. So include purchase orders, include reservations, include sales requirements, and include deliveries. So this is the transaction of availability check. So don't disturb anything as it is, keep as it is. Assign delivery type and checking rule. So what is the delivery type here? Document type is UB, and supplying plant is ZR11. So here purchasing document type is, the delivery type is NL. The sales stock, that is, this is the one, UB is the stock transport order, STO. And for this replenishment delivery, replenishment delivery, and B is the checking rule. So I have shown you in the previous step, that is the checking rule is B, because we are this for this the base is delivery only. So we will be transferring the goods from one plant to another plant. To ship the data, we must have the delivery. So, and we must have the ship to party also. So the similar way, ZR01, this is the one and this is the one. The delivery is the type, delivery type is there. Now, this is the very, very important place. Assign document type, and that is UB. So go to position. Supplying plant is ZR11, receiving plant is ZR01. See here, between the stock happens between these two plants, from whether we can transfer the goods from ZR11, supplying plant as ZR11 and receiving plant as ZR01, and supplying plant as ZR01 and receiving plant as ZR11. So here, the moment you select this one-step procedure, /o v /o v o v6 schedule and category, let me go. Where is NL? Okay, fine. NN we will see. See here, the movement types 2 are activated. This is the one which is relevant for the external procurement. So there is no relevancy of the internal procurement. But however, the movement type 641 is the two-step procedure. This is the one-step procedure, that is 647. The stock updation takes place between the plants at a time. So here the 641, 47 will be considered by the system when you select the option one-step procedure. I repeat it again. One-step procedure, when you select, the system considers the movement type as 647, and then there is no MyGo is required, because the stock updation takes place in both the plants at a time. If you don't select this option, then the system considers the two-step procedure, and there in the schedule and category, and there we require the MyGo invoice verification. That also invoice receipt. That also we will see. So let me select this option one-step procedure and save it. So NC we will see. 643, it is whenever the intercompany replenishment happens. Intercompany means between two company codes of the plants, the stock transfer takes place. If it is one-step procedure, the movement type is 645, and the two-step procedure, it is 643. So this is the major change, and which makes a lot of impact, NC and NN. So now let us create one purchase order. And before going to do that, whether we have created plant as a vendor or not. XK03 display mode, I'll go. And vendor is ZR11. Purchasing organization ZR01. And select this. So directly, okay, it is since it is not happening, it is happening between two plants or two storage locations. So no need to create that one also. Let us go to ME21N to create the purchase order. So here, the document type, we have to select it as UB STO process. And the system asks you to enter purchase organization, purchasing group, company code also the same. Supplying plant is from ZR11. We are supplying stock from ZR11. So now it has accepted. And the material, what is the material which we are using it? So this is the material which we are using to supply the goods. So PO quantity 10. So receiving plant is ZR01. So before going to complete this purchase order, let me check the stock position. MMBE transaction. So ZR11. What is the stock we will see? So 140 units are there. So 140 units are available. So we will be sending 10 quantity so that it will become 130. That means from this plant to that what you call ZR01 plant. So that plant also I will open the stock position ZR01. Here 750 is there, and during that time one more batch will be generated because in the back end they have made some settings from MM side. So like this, one more batch will be added here. So 10 units are already there. There the stock will be reduced and here the stock will be increased. So now 10 units. Before going to save it, just check this. Any messages are there? Nothing is there, and save it. So STO PO I have created. Now what we have to do, we have to create the delivery. So in the transaction code VL10B. So from ZR01, the shipping point and the date also we can give here, delivery creation date, in between checking rule, and give the purchase orders. So this is the purchase order and execute. So now in this will come like this. Once you create the document, once we have to select this complete document, this is the original document with reference to purchase order. See here, from ZR11 is plant ZR11, we are supplying goods to ZR01. So the moment we entered this one, the system has considered that plant, receiving plant as 500106, that is ZR01. That means the system will always identify the plant as a customer. So we have to define the plant as a customer, then only the system will identify that particular plant as a ship to party. Select this one and click on background. See, the delivery got created. So the delivery is created. So you can double click on this one. So let us see. You can see the ship to party as 500106. And the goods movement data is 647 is the movement time. 647 is the movement time. So it will be a little bit confusing in the system right now because we have not, you people have not yet come to this level, practiced very vigorously. So don't worry about it. By slowly you will be understanding by seeing this recording as well as the material which I have provided. The shipping point, shipping data, as well as the administration we go. So NL is the delivery type, replenishment delivery. So this is NL is the replenishment delivery, and schedule and categories are NC and NN. So this is the delivery. What we have to do? We have to do this post goods issue. So let us see the post goods issue, whether it accepts or not, we will see. The batches are not created for the delivery item. No problem. So here the batch we have to select is 626 and then picking quantity 10. Go to item overview. Now, when you click on post goods issue, it will ask you the posting only possible in the periods 5 and 4. That means April and May 2022. So accordingly, we can make the change. Just click on post goods issue, it will work. So post goods issue, storage location. We have entered correctly storage location also. Let me go to the VL02 again. See, storage location is correct only. Yes, the storage location also ZR11 only. Only goods movement is pending. The system should allow us to do the goods issue. You have not entered a valid value in field storage location, although an entry in this field is mandatory. Let us see whether it is. Yes, this is the one. So let me just try why this error is coming. The batches are not defined. Yes, we have to enter the batch mandatorily. This is the one, ZR11 140. Yes. Let us copy this and go to Google it. Maintain your OVL3 storage location determination settings. So it was not there, ME21N. That is, while creating PO itself, you need to specify the receiving plant and receiving storage location. Fine. So what I do in the plant, in the storage location, whatever purchase order there, I'll go to our PO ME22N, change mode of the purchase order. 494. Yeah. 01. Okay, this is the one which I have missed out. Now we will go to PL02N, the delivery, replenishment delivery. You could want it 10, batch is 626, and item overview. Now the delivery is created. So once this delivery is created, now let us see the stock position here. The stock updation takes place or not automatically. See, now the stock has been reduced from 140 to 130 here. And here it should be 750, then 760 it should be. 760. So this is how the stock happens, transfer happens between one-step procedure. Suppose if I remove the one-step procedure here, so from supplying plant ZR11 to ZR01, if I remove the one-step procedure and save it, now what happens when I create the process? Let us create one more PO. No MyGo. MyGo is required. Movement type 647. Here, the movement type should be 641. So let me create purchase order again, ME21N. It is STO process. Select this purchasing organization, purchase group, company code, and supplying plant ZR11. Same material. Again, 10 quantity each. Receiving plant ZR01. So the location also ZR01. Suppose if we specify the batch also, what happens? We will see that one. 626. So that in the delivery, no need to maintain this. Batch also we will give here. Now we'll see. This is a different trial I'm putting. So check the messages. No messages issued. And click on save. So 495. So now what we have to do? Now the stock in transit. So once we do the goods issue, then it will become 130 to 120. Let us go to the transaction code VL10B, purchase order cost display. So same shipping point and delivery creation date. Go to purchase orders, specify 495 purchase order and execute. So before going to run this in background, click on this button, show or hide delivery, so that it will give you SD document number here. Select this option and click on background. See 8001837, it is created. Here you can see the goods movement as 641. The batch has automatically picked up by the system. No need to worry about it. So now what we have to do, we have to do the PGI for this particular delivery. Picking quantity must be 10. So batch already, it came from the purchase order itself directly. And post goods issue. So without any issues, the replenishment delivery has been saved. Now we will see the changes. Here the change will be there. 120 from the supplying plant, the change of the inventory is 120. However, in this receiving plant, this is the receiving plant ZR01. Here there won't be any change. Why? Because it will be in transit. We have not done the MyGo. See 760 and 10. It remains same only. It is not changed from 760 to 770. Because we can see this one in the stock in transit. So MB5T slash n MB5T transaction, receiving plant ZR01, and just click on execute. So it will be there. So this is our purchase order. 10 units are there. 10 units which is in transit. So for this to complete that is as 0, we have to do it as, that means to disappear this purchase order, we have to do the MyGo, that is goods receipt with reference to the delivery. So goods receipt with reference to delivery. MyGo. So we are going to create now. MIGO transaction. These are all transactions. Please remember. MyGo, MyRo, ME22N, ME21 and all. So we have to give the purchase order, that is 495. Specify 495. Press enter. Now see what happens. The system will copy all the information into this goods receipt. From where in this table, in this screen, under this tab, from where it has to go? From goods recipient, like plant is ZR01 is the one. It is automatically proposed by the system. Item OK. Click on item OK button and then try to check this one. Posting only possible in between May and June, April and May of 2022. So before going to do that, posting date should be 5th month. Check that one. So batch has already been posted in stock. No problem. Click on this. So now save it. So now the material document has been generated and the stock means we have taken it to our plant. So now if it is 760, the receiving plant, if you refresh it, now it is 770. The stock now successfully transferred in the two-step procedure when we do the MyGo. So when we do the MyGo, the system will allow us to create the stock transfer between two plants in the two-step procedure. Now the stock updation takes place successfully. So in this process. So two-step procedure, MyGo is required. One-step procedure, no MyGo is required. So this is the complete description about the stock transport order.